I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. 2024 Lexus GX550
Overtrail Plus without launch control.
brake boost.
Oh.
Smooth, consistent. Not weird at all. Horsepower and torque.
349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque from a twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6.
Okay, a little slow to downshift, but it's nice, consistent power that you're used to, which is cool.
Yeah, definitely not a truck that you want to floor all the time, but it has a really good amount of torque and power.
It's not hybrid.
No.
But like all the other Toyotas are, so that got me confused.
What was that? Looked away?
Yeah, it's got the driver attention.
So this is not part of the Tundra recall situation. This is not a 3.5-liter V6. It's a 3.4-liter.
Wait, that doesn't matter because all people want from this car is a cool-looking off-road SUV. And what is this?
A cool-looking off-road SUV in the Overtrail Plus trim, which is the off-roadiest trim.
And it looks like it's sand color, which
It's called Earth, Yuri.
Earth would be more brown, I think, but
That's what it's called.
it is appropriate for appropriate color for this, even though it's like flat gray but beige.
Yeah, and then we have a black roof, which kind of matches. It works really well. And for the first time ever, we have a gloss black cowl. I've never seen that on any car in my life.
How cool is this grille though? Doesn't it like suit the car like perfectly?
Oh yeah, this is like the best update they could have given this thing. It looks gorgeous now.
And like there are awkward Lexus grills, this one doesn't feel awkward at all.
This is a lot less awkward than like the LX or something. Even though the LX now also looks good, this is like really good.
And then our body lines on the side, nice and chiseled, very like squared off fenders and everything like that. And even the wheels look pretty cool, but I think they'd look a lot cooler if they were those like, what's the wheels I have on my 350Z?
T37 knockoffs.
That'd be cool if they had the real ones in like bronze.
Yeah.
And then what would be the Continental recommended tire for a Lexus GX550?
The Terrain Contact AT. And go to continentaltire.com/TheStraightPipes for your recommended tire.
Check out all these fun clips from our North Carolina trip with the 2024 Continental team. So then the back end, we got the light bar all the way across. Looks pretty cool. Damn, stop looking away. We got the rear glass that can go up. The whole trunk can go up. Everything about it just looks fine and good. Nothing looks awkward. Do you have any complaints about it or no?
I would say way beyond fine. I wouldn't even use that word in the description of this vehicle. I would say it looks stunningly gorgeous.
Okay,
I'm going to bring that word back.
How about our double dual exhaust?
Does it have that?
No, it does not.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
You know what we should do?
Take a listen to the outside.
Remember the LC500?
I do. All right, so you can ping it off the limiter in this?
Yeah.
All right,
Ping
good job,
quick.
Lexus.
And then you do get a bunch of pumped in audio here.
And that's in Sport S Plus. Like, there's a really big difference between the drive modes. If you have this thing in comfort, it's actually nice and quiet.
And fun fact, the mode selection dial is opposite to what you think it'll do.
Yes, every time Yuri and I have reached for the mode selection dial to go up or down, it goes the opposite of what we think it'll do.
Yeah, so big fail there, Lexus, but besides that, it's all right.
Yeah.
Do you like the looks of this more than that cool LX600 that we drove with the big fake grille that I photoshopped with a couple million views?
Oh yeah, I think this looks better.
So you like more off-road style than you'd like a classy chromed out kind of style?
I love boxy designs. I absolutely love them.
And then do you like the looks of this more than a landcruiser? Because this was developed, I guess, at the same time as the landcruiser. They're sharing a lot of parts and stuff.
I like both a lot.
Top trim landcruiser in with the circle headlights and the gray and the sand paint, or this?
I don't know, man. That's a really tough choice.
Because then when you're moving into the interior, that's where you'll have some changes as well, because this is like normal Lexus interior, and that's got the new Toyota stuff.
I'm trying to just think of the outside, exterior, and then compare them.
It's a lot.
I know. I really like how this looks.
I think this is better.
I think so too, but I really like the Land Cruiser.
But that's more creative.
Yeah, because it's boxy as well as retro, and I really like retro stuff. I think I have to give it to Toyota to reward them for the retro thing.
All right, that's fair. So then this has a super flat windshield, but it's pretty good visibility at the front. But what I really like is the big fender hood flares.
Yeah.
It makes it look like a Defender or whatever. You
Kind
can
of.
really see all that stuff, and I guess you can really take this off-roading because this is really meant for off-roading.
Right, and this being the Overtrail is the most off-roady thing, which I will get to all the cool off-roady stuff later, but you did mention this like very flat windshield. I'm not actually noticing a lot of wind noise because you typically do get that from flatter windshields, and I think they also have active noise cancellation in here, so it's actually really quiet.
And it's got a lot of conveniences, like it's got the proximity touch to open. We got these cool mirrors here that look very FJ.
Yeah, and also like landcruiser-esque as well. And the Overtrail Plus is like an $18,000 package that's really expensive because you can also just get a regular Overtrail, but then the Plus kind of gives you the more convenience features rather than off-roady features. So if you can deal with less convenience, you can get the Overtrail for like $9,000 less.
I didn't fully look at all the options, but let me just tell you, in 2024, if I have to take my key out of my pocket for like a luxury car, I'm going to be mad.
Or you keep your eyes on the road.
My eyes are on the road enough.
Yeah, I also get that too.
Okay, and then I guess another important thing before you drive, can you fit behind yourself at 6'1.5" in this thing? Because at 5'8", I fit great.
Absolutely, and this being the Plus, we also have peasant blockers back there.
And then since this is the off-road version, we don't actually have a third row, but you can get a third row in the non-off-road version.
Yeah, so instead we get a lot of trunk space, and we even get, if you watch your elbow right there, we get a cool box over here, which is pretty cool.
but I'm pretty sure the third row is going to be tight like a tiger.
Yeah, I think so.
But you do have a privacy thing there, and you have like the area where the cup holders are there, where like they should be. You have a proper, I'm looking forward.
Rewind the tape, editor.
Where like they should be. Wasted.
Yeah.
And then we have proper AC power back there too, 3-prong.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last thing I want to mention, this is body on frame.
Yes, absolutely.
So it can tow a ton. How much can it tow?
Up to 9,096 pounds. That's a heck of a lot.
All right, I need you to tow my butt into a launch control.
Hey, that's my line.
Put it into too high, do a rear-wheel drive burnout.
I can't because there's only 4 high and 4 low. I've already looked at that.
All right, let's...
I'm not going to brake boost it because that's what you did. I'm just going to floor it. Ready? I felt like that's almost better once it got going, because yours was better right off the line, but then once it got going, kind of like died down. But this was really good once you just floor it. And I feel like that's the way you should drive this thing. There's obviously no launch control on this. And it's got plenty of torque. This powertrain is amazing. The transmission's not the greatest, but it's also completely fine if you just let it do its thing and drive this car normally. But the engine's amazing. Like way better than the landcruiser one. I think we can both agree on that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because the power numbers are relatively similar-ish, but that does it through a hybrid. And this will be getting a hybrid later, apparently, but doesn't have one right now at launch. Let's see if I can launch this into Cliche Corner. And dude, this actually handles. Like, yes, there's a ton of body roll, and we are on all-terrain tires, but this does way better than I expected it to.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just nice, predictable, normal car.
Yeah, exactly.
And normal car is like the gold standard right now. Like
Yes.
that's like, whoa, it feels normal.
Yeah, I know.
So are you okay with this being full-time all-wheel drive? Would you rather be like a 2-high, whatever, 4-auto kind of thing?
I think the consumer is going to be happier with this because they don't have to think about it, and you can always have 4-wheel drive. So if my wife was driving this, I wouldn't have to explain to her, like, look, you don't need to be in rear-wheel drive in the winter.
Yeah.
The car's fine all the time, and like she'll be completely fine with this.
Probably makes it a little worse for fuel economy, but what's my fuel economy right now?
Right now is total average 13.4 liters per 100 kilometers.
And I was doing a whole bunch of highway. We went to the racetrack, to the Ron Fellows driving school, drove some Corvettes and Cadillacs and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you guys want behind the scenes of what we're doing outside of YouTube, go to our Instagram at TheStraightPipes.
And subscribe if you don't want more than 2 videos a week. We will not inundate you with a ton of content. We really are just keeping it chill.
That's right.
If I get 6 notifications from one person in 1 week, I don't like that.
Yeah, no drag races here.
No.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, 2 reviews. 1 car's probably going to be boring each week.
Although this week we got two pretty sick cars.
Yeah, we'll space them out and
Yeah,
match them
yeah.
up to that Mitsubishi Eclipse cross.
Although, yeah, we don't know what video will be posted at the same time as the one this week because we're not actually going to post the other one that we filmed at the same time as this. All right, so let's get into what these drive modes are. Let's see if I can turn this the right way.
Well, I can't see anything.
You actually can't from the passenger seat, but I can see them. So we have Custom, Sport S Plus, Sport S, Normal, Comfort, and Eco. And we do have adaptive suspension on here, and it does make a pretty good difference between Comfort and Sport S Plus. None of them are uncomfortable by any stretch. It's not the biggest difference, but it is noticeable.
No air ride though, just dampers.
That's right, yeah. And then because this is the Overtrail, we do have some off-roady fun stuff. So we do have a center locking and a rear locking differential, no front locking differential. We do have the EKDSS, which is their like newest version of the electronic kinetic dynamic suspension system, which will independently unlock and lock the sway bars on the front and rear.
That sounds crazy. That sounds like my kind of off-roading.
Yeah, like I think what it would do is basically like just keep your head like level and the whole body would just be like blah, 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 over like anything.
So I guess you put it into MTS and then you change the mode because right now it's set to drive mode.
Yeah, so then we have our...
Which won't let us because they're probably going too fast.
Right, well MTS actually is even more off-roady modes. And then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You click MTS and then you click the mode select to get to the off-road modes.
And then we can also tow haul with this thing, and we got crawl control and all that fun off-roady stuff. So if you didn't want to off-road, obviously the Overtrail is the one you want, but it's cool how they differentiated the trims. It's like, look, if you're gonna be the luxurious person, which I think most people are going to get that trim is available. But if you wanna look like an off-roady person and be capable, the Overtrail exists.
I think this one's gonna hold its value like longer down the road. So if you're looking to buy one and hold the value, tsb.truecar.com.
Discounted price offers.
Find one at a dealership you like through there and then contact them through the site.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you, because if I was to buy one, it would be this one, because I think that this is going to be even more comfortable than the luxurious trim just because we got big fat tires. Like these are 33s on here, so that's gonna absorb a lot of that shock from the road. And this suspension is really, really comfortable on the road, like very comfortable in all the modes. It doesn't matter which one you're in. The default one is totally fine if you start this thing up. And the steering is also really nice. It's so light, but it feels luxurious, almost in like a Rolls Royce way, but not quite.
It's nice that you can just like crank U-turns pretty easily.
Yeah.
With like an all-wheel drive system.
And like body on frame, the wheelbase feels shorter than it is. Kind of like the turning radius is actually decent, like compared to that Grenadier we drove.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of like that, right? Same price,
but
too.
that's like, we're old and we're cool about it, and this is like, we
Yeah.
are the future. We look cool as heck.
Yes.
Comfort. Seat comfort.
Really
Seats are
nice.
comfy?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what's stupid about this car?
What's that?
Guess.
I mean...
Lumbar.
Oh.
It's a Lexus.
Oh, so it only has forward to back? Yeah, okay. It does. It doesn't have up-down. Yeah, Lexus. Well, let's work on that, especially this being the Plus
That's what
trim.
I'm saying. Like, how up do you have to go to get...
You just can't.
And then with myself in the passenger seat, the child seat that's rear facing behind me has a ton of room.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like a lot of cars, you can't sit comfortably.
Right, and this being like a landcruiser, like there's a ton of room in here.
And then this does have side steps, which is also good for kids crawling in and stomping their muddy feet around in here too.
Yeah, for sure. And we do have a normal shifter, which in 2024 is incredible to have.
Yeah, imagine if this was a Lexus with a weird Prius shifter and a trackpad and no touchscreen.
They'd probably do that for the hybrid, right? Because if it's a hybrid, it always gets that weird.
Yeah,
little...
but at least they got rid of the touchpad, the trackpad.
Yes, it's all touchscreen. And then down here, we have no gloss black, which is lovely. All the materials, I think, are really, really nice. We do have that, like, Toyota-looking cheap plastic up on the dash.
Well, it's like rubbery. It's
exactly,
rubbery.
but it's got that, like, texture to it, but it doesn't feel cheap when
Just
you
at the very bottom is like plastic.
It doesn't feel cheap when you actually touch it.
Do you like this fake wood?
I really like this.
Unless it's real.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't know.
I looked away. I was looking down at this thing that I want to talk about, which is the coolest looking 12-volt plug cover I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I thought it was I did something cooler than it does. It's all right.
But these bars here, like, it's not even rubbery. Like, can't even hold the phone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, this does nothing. And then we got two cup holders here with the slide cover thing. They fit cups absolutely fantastically.
And then the wireless charger is actually back here. It's not that thing right there.
But USB-C connectivity for CarPlay or wireless, and you know,
Android Auto as well.
Yeah, I liked my wired, but you know what? Our editor, He
Yep.
bought a Honda CR-V.
Yep.
He did not get the trim with wireless CarPlay.
Okay.
And he's like, I regret that because like sometimes I don't even plug my CarPlay in because I don't want to take my phone out of my pocket, which I think is like psychotic. Like first thing I do is always plug in.
Yeah, but you can get like
dongle.
Amazon
Yeah,
dongles.
yeah,
They're not going to be the best.
We talked about that, and he's like, yeah, I might do that.
Just try it. If it sucks, return it. It's Amazon.
Yeah, this is to the editor, not to the audience.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's technically
Both.
the answer.
Why can't it be both?
Exactly. Use our link in the description. No, just kidding. Climate is done through the infotainment, which I've gotten totally accustomed to. Like the sizes of all the buttons is really easy to hit.
Okay, so on the way back, we got the 2 rotary dials for your actual temp, which is helpful, volume knob in the middle. But on the drive back at night, I was a little tired. I had my CarPlay up, and then there's so many layers of buttons. You actually have to do a lot of aiming, and it is difficult. And then I tried to change radio stations and stuff, and then you're like, it's not a normal like Sirius XM where it's like left and right with the tuning knob. Like it is actually very difficult to use.
Okay.
It is. It's not it.
And then we have heated and cooled seats, which I am
And,
thoroughly
and
enjoying.
auto.
I am
And
thoroughly
look,
enjoying the cooled seats.
auto.
You have to have auto climate, I think.
Yeah, and you can have
yeah.
auto heated steering wheel too.
Yeah, which is great. All right, take this off auto because it's going to be way too loud with the fan speed. Oh boy.
That's actually nice.
What did you do now?
Don't worry, leave it.
Oh god.
That's on auto. The heated steering wheel is not going to go on when you're full like 17 degrees Celsius.
Maybe. Who knows?
Okay, little sunroof, manual thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Nothing in the back. Visors.
Oh, let's check.
3, 2, 1.
Yes. Full pass.
Very, very slippery.
Very
Okay,
slick, yeah.
It's got some adaptive cruise and no lane centering. It's just like lane departure assist.
Really?
Yeah, I thought like for a thing that's going to watch your eyes, it would be good. But
Are
at
you
least
sure it's not just like off somewhere?
maybe I pushed something different because it seems that it is working for lane centering now. We got a view button for a 360 camera. We got the cool one that you can look under, which I guess would be good for off-roading too.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
And the view button is where the start-stop button should be, but the start-stop button is higher, and the view button's a weird shape. And we still have the EGG MODE.
Yes, and I really like where the start-stop is because I can see it at all times. And then we got nice paddle shifters for this 10-speed that you should probably just never use. Just let the 10-speed do its 10-speeding.
Yeah, you can even keep in like normal eco. Like you don't need Sport or Sport Plus. And then we got the Mark Levinson sound system, which has been pretty good in here.
Which I saw on the forums for this car that people were really genuinely upset that were trying to order the GX, that they wanted that sound system, but on the regular Overtrail. They didn't want to go all the way to the Overtrail Plus to get that extra $9,000 of stuff that they didn't want, but they really wanted the sound system.
Oh, it sounds like whoever was product planning did it exactly right to maximize money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, they got you. That's literally, this guy gets a raise if like 30 people have to up order by $9,000.
Yeah.
Then he makes the company $300,000.
Because it's a big price difference. Should we get to the price?
Hit me with it.
It starts at $83,500
Canadian.
and this one is $102,250.
Well, this is big, good-looking, desirable Lexus. So
6 figuroonies.
yeah,
That's
figuroonies.
a lot. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Hey man, cars are expensive.
that's a lot to pay for a car that's going to end up on a ship in no time. Maybe, I don't know. I think the car's still getting stolen in Toronto.
I imagine cars are getting stolen everywhere. Insurance rates are going up.
Yeah, let us know if your car is getting stolen in the comments below.
Hopefully this one doesn't get stolen, but man, this is pretty desirable. I really like this car a lot.
Yeah.
I like this thing. If there was ever a reason to get this over the landcruiser, I think it's the engine.
I thought if you were going to say if there's ever a car to steal, it'd be this one.
No. I really like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
SUV a lot. And I could see one of these in my driveway in the future. In 10 years, this model when it's used, when I can afford it.
Shout out engine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. 2 videos a week. No more, no less.
That's right.
Kind of.
Last week we gave him 3, but this week we're giving him 1. It balances out.